Everybody knows that you cannot do the job without the right tools, and that is true in the kitchen as well. So if you have found yourself in the kitchen trying to make something, trying to learn how to cook, trying to create that delicious, and you just can't get there, maybe it's because you do not have the right tools. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my favorite kitchen essential tools that everybody needs. Oh dang. I think the timing of this video is profound because it is about that time that all those recent graduates are going to be moving out, moving into their own apartment. Maybe you just moved in with someone, maybe you just got married, you're starting a new life and you have nothing. Don't worry, it's Christine to the rescue. So hit that thumbs up button. Don't worry, I'll wait. And while I'm waiting, I'm gonna let the dog outside because the dog wants to go outside. Tool number one is a very, very basic cookbook. Now, if you have the internet, you can print recipes. That will also work. It doesn't have to be a cookbook that you go out and purchase. In fact, this is my favorite cookbook. It's falling apart. This is what I like to call the book. These are handwritten recipes by me that I have collected over the last long time. My grandmother had one similar, although hers were on index cards in a spiral bound book, and she called hers the book. Recipes I've collected, discovered, made up, they all end up here. So this is my example of a book. It doesn't have to be something like this. If you're a beginner, you know, maybe you need to have something else. It also doesn't have to be a HelloFresh meal. I just happen to have this sitting around. But you need something to teach you basic steps on how to cook. Now, obviously there's videos on YouTube, like what I do sometimes, free recipes on Pinterest and all over the internet, and that will work as well. But one cookbook that has like your basic essentials is going to be very, very helpful. My personal favorite is the original Betty Crocker cookbook. This is the exact cookbook my mom bought for me when I went away to college for the first time. So published date of this book was a long time ago. It's so old, there's no published date on it. What the what? A cookbook like this is going to give you basic breads, quick breads, cookies, desserts, how to cook eggs, how to make pasta, how to make spaghetti, lasagna, cooking different cuts of chicken and pork and beef, how to season them, how to cook them, what to serve them with. A book like this is gonna be super, super helpful in getting you going at the beginning. So I think a cookbook of some kind is a great gift for someone that you know is moving out, or something that you might want to pick up for yourself. The next step is if you don't have anything to cook on or with, you can't cook very much. So you need some pots and pans. Thank you to Mizin for sponsoring today's video. This is my brand new non-stick Mizin pan. It's the 10-inch. Even though it's a 10-inch, the flared sides give you more cooking surface area. The Mizin NonStick Pan has a nonstick coating that is 2.5 times more effective than other nonstick pans that cost twice as much. Okay, and the Mizin's nonstick pan is going to last way, way longer than all of your other cheaper nonstick pans. That's because Mizin uses a plasma primer that helps the coating stick and last longer. The cheaper pans do not use that, so they are going to get all scratched and sticky way, way faster. I've been using my current Mizin pan for well over a year and a half, probably closer to 2 years, and it is still just as nonstick as it was when I got it. And something that's irritating to me about a lot of nonstick pans is that you cannot put them in the oven. You can with this one, 450 degrees, baby. Home run! You can use this pan on an induction stove, a gas stove, an electric stove. If you want to hook yourself up with some of Mizin's cookware, including the nonstick pan, which is going to last years and years and years, use my link down below and use the code FRUGAL to save 20% off of your Mizin order. Woo! If you want a bigger one, you can get the 12-inch, but usually for like beginner cooks, the 10-inch is just fine. One more time, first link in the doobly-doo below, use the code FRUGAL for 20% off your order. Thank you to Mizin. Let's talk about more kitchen tools. The next 3 items are knives and a cutting board. You're not getting very far without a great set of knives and a cutting board. In my opinion, you only need 2 main knives. You need a chef knife and a paring knife. This one can do small hand work, peeling and coring and those such things. and then a larger chef knife or chopping knife for chopping big chunks of things. Now, both of mine are also Mizin, and I've had both of these for also 2 years, and they're my favorite knives. I reach for them every single time. So it's not just pots and pans that you can get through Mizin, but you can also get some excellent quality knives that will last a very, very long time. Do you want to be in the video? Oh my gosh, she's almost 50 pounds now. Say hi to the people. Give them your smile. Give them your toothy smile. Oh, big girl. Okay. As far as cutting boards go, I like a variety. I love plastic ones. These are really inexpensive. You can get them literally anywhere. This one has this rubber edge on both sides. So when it's down, it doesn't slide on the counter. That is what I look for. Any cutting board that does not have this is highly annoying. I love the plastic ones for dealing with raw meat, things that are really smelly, and then I use wooden cutting boards for fruits and vegetables, but not the really smelly ones. Like, I don't typically do garlic on that one because they don't clean out very well. And then if you're cutting fruit, the next time your fruit's gonna taste like garlic, and it's a no for me, dog. Another kitchen tool that I find highly valuable are kitchen shears. What's the matter with these scissors? I have a lot of these. Here's 3. I definitely have more than 3. I probably have 6. But they keep disappearing because my kids keep using them for things. These are so helpful, from cutting open packages to cutting the skin off of chicken to snipping chives. I love a set of kitchen shears, and you can almost get these anywhere. I would only say if you're going to Dollar Tree, don't get the cheapy black ones at Dollar Tree. They are not good quality. It's worth it to spend closer to $10 for a better quality pair of scissors. I accept your challenge. Kitchen gloves have changed my life. I know that's a bold statement. I used to hate doing dishes because your hands would just like be in there with that gross water, and you find a chunk of, you don't really know what it is. And you can't get the water as hot as you would like to in order to really sanitize a lot of those dishes. Kitchen gloves for only a couple of dollars at any grocery store or whatever. You can crank up that heat on that water, and you can hand wash without touching all those itty bitty gross blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't say I have a spatula problem. I would say you have a spatula problem.
For all your spatula needs. Spatula City! Spatula City!
I love spatulas, and my friend Dawn would tell me that I only need one, but I disagree. I need all of these. I use them for different things. I use 4 in 1 meal. I love my spatulas. These are heat resistant up to 450 degrees. And then you have to have the one that's like a little stiffer. This is like the pancake spatula and the egg flipper spatula, okay? You know, and then this is also the pancake spatula because you scrape the bowl and you get all the good stuff out. And then this one's sturdy enough to like deglaze a pan and like mix in some thick sauces. To me, they're highly valuable in the kitchen. I couldn't live without them. I love them. Here's a fun one that's not necessary, but it's fun, and it's from Dollar Tree, so it's only $1.25. It's the meat masher. Now, don't leave this sitting on the edge of your pan, because unlike all of my spatulas that are heat resistant, this one is not. You'll melt the side if you leave it on the side of your pan. Ask me how I know. I didn't think I would love this little tool as much as I do, so if you're into like the ground beef like this, the sausage, and you hate doing it with like a wooden spoon or even one of those spatulas that I love, this guy will change your life. I love it more than I ever thought I would. My last one broke in half, and I went to Dollar Tree and picked up another one. And you can like get out all of your aggressions. You can angry cook. I think that's worth $1.25. What would a kitchen be without a whisk or 5? I love these guys. Making gravy, mixing in your Carnation instant breakfast, mixing in your protein powder if you've lost that little blender bottle, like shaker thingy. I use them all the time. If your gravy is lumpy, it's because you're not using a whisk. So pick yourself up a few of these. I have a couple different sizes and colors. Oh, I gotta show you my favorite one. I found this Danish dough whisk at the thrift store for like 50 cents. This guy is amazing for your brownie batters and your muffins and stuff, like a really thick batter. So great. So don't forget to also keep your eyes open at your thrift stores. Like, hello, amazing. This is how I store my measuring cups and measuring spoons. My favorite set in here is this set I got off of Amazon. There's no seams on these metal ones, and the measurements are like stamped into it. The problem with With these plastic ones, a lot of the time, this one's embossed in, so it can't come off, but if it's printed on, the measurement will wipe off. I don't like those. So I like either an embossed like this or a stamped in metal like this one. But these metal ones off of Amazon, they have a 3/4 cup measuring and a 2/3 cup measuring. Most sets don't come with those two. And like, what, you want me to use my 1/3 twice like a caveman? No. And if you're gonna do any kind of baking at all, you need to have measuring cups and spoons. Another fun tool I love is my Microplane. This sucker makes cutting garlic so easy. You do not need a knife and cutting board and to get your hands smelling like garlic for the next 4 days, because that's what happens to me. It gets into my skin and then it just like seeps out of my pores. It doesn't ever go away. So basically I smell like an Italian dinner all the time.
Most Italian people are always on scooters going, ciao.
With the Microplane, you can grate the garlic directly into your dish. The pieces are so small and it's a much more subtle flavor, and your hands don't get disgusting, and then your cutting board doesn't smell like garlic, and then it doesn't get on your fruit when you cut strawberries, and your strawberries don't taste like garlic strawberries, and your schnozberries don't taste like garlic schnozberries. You know what I'm saying. Also, zesting, of course, lemons, limes, citrus of any kind. You're just gonna get so much flavor. It's around $10 and it's a really fun kitchen tool to utilize. I would like to discuss a highly controversial item in my kitchen. This one sucks. Why do I have this one? I don't even know. It must have come with something. This one is amazing. This is the Rata, I don't know how to pronounce it, vegetable peeler. Why does it stay sharp for 10 years? I couldn't tell you. Why does it make peeling potatoes and carrots and butternut squash an absolute joy? I don't know why. This one is better than this one. It's like $10 to $15. This will spark joy in your life. Everybody needs this peeler. My sister got one for me. After she got married, she got one for her wedding and gave me one, and I was so shocked at how much I loved it and how amazing it was that I have now been gifting these to everyone else I know because they are the best peelers. I will claim that statement to the day I die. You will not show me a peeler that is better than this one. Would Dave even notice if I got rid of that? Gone. This one, this is the one we're keeping. Another fun tool is my pastry blender, and it's not just for making pie crust, although you can use it for that. You can pastry blend someone's face if you're mad at them. I feel like it's a really good like punch. I'm just kidding. You can slice strawberries and hard-boiled eggs with this really well. Avocados, you wanna get those out of their skin. Like, it's just so smooth. I think this one was also around $10. There's a bunch of tools that are not very expensive that I find very useful. I like this one with the blades like this instead of the one that's wired all the way around. That one is not sturdy enough for me. This one, very sturdy. Next up is your colander. Now, I don't know any brand new college student that doesn't make spaghetti at least once a week. You need something to strain those noodles, my friend. What about your mac and cheese that you make all the time? Pick yourself up kind of a cheap colander like this. I have a metal one. I have these white ones. I think this is melamine, what is it? Melamine plastic. This has lasted forever. It's like 10 years old. It's still white, it's pretty, it's cute. Strawberries look beautiful in it. You can use it to rinse your produce as well. Very inexpensive, super helpful in the kitchen. If you agree with me and are of the opinion that cheese is life, you're gonna need a cheese grater. A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time it is cheaper to buy the blocks and grate it yourself. And it does melt better that way because the ones that are pre-shredded, they have this coating on them, they don't melt as well. So you're gonna want some kind of grater. This is a box grater, it's really inexpensive. You can stick it in the dishwasher, cleans it up just fine. I have this like juicy section that looks very scary, the smaller side, the bigger side, and a slicey side. So these are very handy. And you can't make anything if you don't have mixing bowls. There are so many varieties, it almost doesn't matter what you have. I picked these glass, what is this? This is the Anchor brand glass mixing bowls at my thrift store. This was 75 cents. Oven and microwave safe, dishwasher safe, and it's green, which is fun. Not everybody has green ones. I picked up these really pretty stoneware ones from Costco. I was like less than $20 for 3 stacking ones. This is like a larger one. This one's obviously much smaller, but you do need a couple of mixing bowls to help you cook almost anything. As a beginner, you are definitely not going to need like a big stand mixer or anything like that. In fact, my mom never had one and I never had one until I got married. So when I received a mixer when I got married, I was like, what do I do with this? all I need is this guy. This is an Oster. I like it because it's black, because black matches my soul.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But I like the beaters on this one because they're thicker. They're not the skinny wire ones. Those to me are not great quality. And I do love the retractable cord. I had a bad experience with one of these as a child.
What happened?
If you look closely at my left hand, my ring finger is crooked. Because when I was about 10, we had a new one and I was like, ooh, fun. This is like, Christina's an idiot, okay? I turned it on. I'm alone in the kitchen. The kitchen was angry that day, my friends. I turned it on and I decided to put my hand right on the outside to feel it bumping against my hand. Because Christine at 10 was clearly brilliant. Stephen Hawking level, okay. And my ring finger got sucked into the middle of it. And my mom says to this day, she has never heard me scream louder. Even when I broke my big toe with a bowling ball. Thanks, little sister, for that one. So obviously they had to rush down. It's like, and it got stuck and it kept cranking. It didn't occur to me to turn it off because, hello, brilliant. However, it did not scare me off forever. I love this guy. Just make sure your hands stay clear. When I got married and had my bridal shower and then had my wedding and had gifts, the one thing that I did not receive from anyone was a cookie sheet. Weird, right? And it didn't occur to me to buy one, but you need at least one. Sam's and Costco sell these in packs that aren't very expensive, but they're so handy. And then I ended up going like a year or two after getting married without one because I don't know, I didn't want to buy it. What was my problem? Who knows? These are so useful. How in the world do you expect to make delicious cinnamon toast without one of these? You can't make those awesome Pillsbury biscuit cinnamon rolls without this. You need it. Don't fight it. Just accept it. Battery, changing battery. Oh my gosh, it's a crisis. Before I show you two more cookbooks that I love, I also wanted to say, I picked up a couple of other of Mizin's products lately. I have the brazier and the covered Dutch oven. The brazier is my new favorite pan. I use it all the time. Now granted, I have a bigger family, so it kind of makes sense for a bigger family. If it's just one or two, it's kind of a big pan for that. I just saw it on sale on their outlet today, the day I'm filming this. So I don't know if it's still available on the outlet, but if you do any of Mizin's things, make sure you check their emails because they're gonna let you know when they have like final sale items. Like I bought it myself, they didn't send it to me. Just had to say that. Okay, two other cookbooks I actually really like is this Complete Cooking Light cookbook. I think this was from 2004. I've been using this cookbook since 2004. It was gifted to me and I love it. This was one of my go-tos a lot. There's a ton of recipes in here that I have tried and loved. I can tell by like the crumbly paper from the ones I kept it open to the most. And then something I recommend you do is to get a little binder. I got this in a meal box kit once. And then I keep all my meal box kit recipes that were awesome. Not all of them, okay, but the ones where I was like, wow, I could recreate this one. I just put hole punches in them and I keep them. Smaller ones from Every Plate, other ones from, who's this? Hello Fresh. I have some from Home Chef. Blue Apron, are they still around? I don't even know. Green Chef, like all kinds of meal box kits. I just keep them so I can be like, oh, I want like restaurant quality meal. Oh, remember when we had this one? We're gonna recreate it, which is actually not that hard to do, honestly. If you wanna get any products from Mizin at all, the stainless pan, the knives, the brazier, the anything, use my link down below and the code FRUGAL to give you 20% off on Mizin's website. So thank you to them for sponsoring and thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy cooking, make sure you have the right tool for the job.